everyone, Artemir the Violet Wizard here, and today we're continuing Stardew Valley. Last time we made some very nice progress on the farm by recruiting our first animals, chickens, and we delved pretty deep into the mines, giving us a bunch of new resources and things that we'll want to give to the museum, among other special things. So, we are getting pretty late into spring by this point. By the end of the session, we should be wrapping this season up, which will be very nice. Very looking forward to get forward with the other stuff that opens up as the year progresses. Just want to check the weather right now. It's going to be clear and sunny tomorrow. Perfect weather for the flower dance. The event will take place in the forest starting between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. So yeah, we got another holiday in the spring. This one's probably going to be a little less involved than the egg one because of certain things. We'll see. Dear Hayden, tomorrow we're all getting together for the flower dance. If you can find a partner, you might even want to participate in the dance yourself. There's a little clearing beyond the forest west of town where we hold the dance. Arrive between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. if you're interested. Mayor Lewis. So this particular holiday is something that will mainly be important to you if you're able to boost your relations with the various residents in town, specifically the 12 characters that you're able to romance. The way I am in my current position, we're not going to be able to get that done, so it's a little problem with that. And see here we got a refined quartz from one of the trash items that we put here in the recycling machine. That is a very good resource. We would also get that by putting quartz in the smelting machine. So it's very nice that we have another way of getting this particular item that doesn't cost us quartz and coal. I very much like that. I'm going to put this winter root away for now because that will be important for something going forward once we have access to the kitchen. We could donate that to the community center, but that's an item that we would normally be able to get in winter, so I'm going to hold off on that for the time being. There aren't a lot of other resources we need. Well, I can think of one thing we need. So we finally managed to grow 5 parsnips that are of the gold rating, which is what we need going forward. Which is very nice. Probably want to save a green bean for a little later, because that could be useful for something. And yeah, these will be donating to Gunfur. We can sell the rest of these besides the 5-star parsnips. Considering how much time left we have into this month, we could probably try to grow like one more harvest of parsnips, but by this point I think we are good and we don't need to worry about growing any more crops. Yeah, it would take us 4 days for these things to fully mature, and we could actually do this, yeah. Okay, we'll see if we can grab a few more parsnip seeds just to end off this season. Let's go check in with our chicken. She's doing very well, our little Sesame. So every time you feed your chickens or other animals, you'll want to refill the hay there. So that will be very important to make sure they're all fed and happy. We'll put that in the mayonnaise machine. That should get us a good amount of money from selling that mayonnaise. And definitely some other things we could do is try to clear things up on the farm and see about upgrading some more of our tools. So one of the things we want to do is... what we definitely want to do is try to get as many copper bars as we can, as that will be important for upgrading our tools. Definitely want to make sure that we have as many of these upgraded by the end of this season. Because going forward, there's going to be a lot of stuff we can do in summer that will be dependent on the tools we do. Specifically, we are going to want to upgrade our axe for something going forward. We'll definitely want our pickaxe upgraded, as that will make it so that we'll be able to go deeper in the mine much easier. Just to get past all the hard stone down there. And we'll definitely want the hoe upgraded, which will give us a nice bonus to our farming. Because we're going to be growing a lot of crops in the summer, and having our farming tools fully upgraded will be very important. So we want to take these quality crops over here. Alright, we already got this a third of the way done. So our next goal will be to grow 5 high-quality melons. Which will be very important. Man, something I just noticed on the calendar coming up is that we have 2 birthdays coming up before the end of this season. Just want to double check that. Yeah, we got Pierre and Emily's birthday. I have a good idea on what I'm going to give Emily, since she really likes gemstones. We can easily get those in the mine. Pierre, on the other hand, I never quite know what I'm going to give her. Hey, George, take this leek. This is my favorite thing, thank you. Yeah, just as long as it's not a video game leak, I can tolerate it. I mean, it technically is a video game leak, but whatever, we're not going to focus on that. What we are going to focus on is try to get as many of these new resources we can. Got some books we can read at the library, which is nice. Right, let's donate these things we managed to dig up in the mine. So what is our new reward here? Ooh, starfruit seed. That is really good to get before summer. That is a very exclusive plant that you wouldn't normally be able to get until much later. The Fisherman, Act 1. Gordy, how do you catch so many fish? For me, it takes forever. You must make the choice to become a true fisherman, and over time your fishing speed will increase. So you're saying that improving my fishing skill will make me fish faster? Correct. One day you may even learn the secret to creating your very own bobbers, improving your mastery even more. Now begone! On foraging, the local woods and mountains are great places to find wild produce. A good forager will clear out any weeds, stumps, or stones from these areas so the wild produce have plenty of space to grow. Expert foragers know the secret to cultivating wild food so that it can be grown on the farm. Isn't that amazing? Yes, indeed. Something I could definitely see doing, like at the start of each season, try to clear out a good amount of space on the mountains and just in the woods by the ranch. Speaking of the ranch, we could try to get a new... I'm thinking at some point we'll want to buy a second chicken. Just getting a nice supply of eggs would be really nice. And also, we're going to need a brown chicken going forward, as will be useful for the community center bundle. Hey, kitty. For now, let's put these seeds away. Oh, I just remembered. Yeah, I have to get the thing. Put the seed away. Yeah, we'll grab 5 copper bars for the thing I'm going to upgrade. And then... oh man, I can see that the stream is kind of... we're having a little bit of connection issues right now, which is kind of not the best right now. I don't know, this usually happens. I have nothing I can really do about it. Alright, I want to go buy those seeds, so... how much space do we have for this again? Alright, so buy like 16 parsnip seeds. That should be good. And we'll try to get at least one last big harvest before the end of this. Hey there, Abigail. As well as the flower dance. Dancing's alright, but they make me wear this stupid white dress. You know, it's a tradition and all that. I do all my grocery shopping here. Good to know, Lewis. It's nice to support your local businesses every now and again. So I haven't really been doing too much shopping lately. I mean, I did grab a few things for Christmas to give to my folks, but yeah, not a whole lot of other shopping I really needed to do. Probably gonna pick up groceries a little later today, just so we have all that taken care of. So I've been just kind of taking it easy this day, as I usually stream on my days off. And oh boy, this last week has definitely been something, because we had the holidays, and don't want to go too much into it, but gods, it has just been a horrible season. It's a shame too, because I really like Christmas, like it's a good time, but this year has not been kind to us at all, and it really affected Christmas for me. Like, because like COVID cases have been really high up here in Ontario, it's just been very, very concerning for a lot of people, and especially for my folks. So we couldn't have any big celebration. So I did get to hang out a little bit with my mom and my brothers. So she brought dinner over to our place, and we're able to eat and chat for a bit. So at least we're able to have a little bit of a social scenario during this whole time. But yeah, just overall pretty awful. I really hate that this pandemic has just totally killed Christmas for me. Just so upsetting. Right, a thing I want to do is upgrade the pickaxe, as now we are in the second layer of the mine. We'll definitely want to get the pickaxe upgraded. So for the rest of this day, what can we do? I guess we could go try to pick up some foraging items. Maybe try to catch some fish. Yeah, because we're going to have access to the mine blocked off to us for the time being. Something I could also note, tomorrow during the holiday, you're not going to be able to access the area by the ranch. So you're able to do other things around town, you're just not going to be able to go to that section of the map. I guess I could have talked to Elliot a bit more there, but I don't know. I usually don't talk to too many villagers unless I'm specifically trying to up my relationship with them, which at a certain point I will definitely be focusing a lot in trying to improve my relations with the villagers. It's just that during the first year, I don't tend to focus too much on that. Already we're seeing that advice we got from that letter in full effect, as we got some nice juicy horseradish here. So yeah, just clearing out the space around here will be very good. Let's get plenty of places for items to grow. And in turn, will give us a lot of good resources for the future. Yes, something I could also recommend, by this point in the season, you'll want to stockpile on your mixed seeds, because going forward, they'll be very helpful, just to give you some extra crops on the farm at the start of the next season. So I'm thinking for this session, we will be getting through the rest of spring. We're probably going to call the session right on when it turns the first day of summer, just because I want to mainly focus on the start of the season in a new session, and then it'll just be very nice to focus on that, Because, yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff to talk about once the seasons change, which I'm looking forward to. Let's see if the Hat Mouse has anything new. It's got a couple things. It actually sells the straw hat that we're able to win for the time being. But I don't see any use for any hats right now. Mainly just want to keep a good supply of money so we can get our tool upgrades. And also anything else that'll be useful. Ooh, we got a palm fossil. It's too late to go to the museum, but we'll give that to Gunfer tomorrow. That'll be very nice. So yeah, very recently I've also been thinking a lot about what's going to be in the future of this channel, because obviously there's been a lot of stuff going forward, and with this series mainly focusing on the first year in Stardew, and with how things are going to be in the new year, it's definitely given me a lot of time to think about what we are going to be doing. And yeah, it'll be good to get into some new stuff going forward. It's definitely been a lot of different games I wanted to finally get around to playing. There's been a lot of stuff I wanted to revisit, especially with a lot of older games that I haven't played for like such a long time, and games that are obviously very important and special to me for a variety of ways. So it'll be nice to get to share my experiences with those kind of different games. A lot of stuff that I'm very much looking forward to, especially for this channel, because definitely have a vivid history with gaming, and it'll be fun to share those. But yeah, I'll probably spend the rest of this night just gathering up resources. Just can't do anything about those rocks right now. Still amazing to me just how much debris is still on this farm. I don't know, at some point we will be clearing out this entire area, so that we'll have the entire access, we'll just have the entire farm available to us for doing basically whatever we want to it, and that'll be very fun, getting to show off what we can do as the farm expands. There's definitely a lot of interesting ideas I have for the future of this farm. Even though a lot of those plans are obviously not going to come to fruition for quite a long time, considering that I'm only focusing on the first year for this series. But eventually we'll be getting back into Stardew once I've done a bunch of other stuff, and it'll be very fun to get to see how the farm gets to grow after all that time. That'll definitely be very exciting. Alright, it's almost 11, so we'll want to get back to the farm. Something I could recommend is trying to stockpile on those clamshells, because they can be important for some things going forward. At the time being, I don't really recommend it too much, but also be good for that. Also recommend gathering a lot of wood for what's coming up, as well as stone, obviously, because there'll definitely be some buildings we'll want to make, and just some other things that will make more of the map more accessible. We got a really good harvest there. It's very good. Obviously, as things go forward, we'll be getting an even greater harvest from the various things we're able to grow on the farm. But for the time being, that was a good amount. Welcome to Kozu, so it's going to be clear and sunny all day. That's fine. I don't really need to worry too much about... I don't need to worry too much about rain, since I already have my watering can upgraded. And we're probably not going to need to upgrade it for quite a while. So what I really like about the upgraded watering can is it allows you to just water so much space, which I'm very thankful for. Ooh, we managed to get that, which I'm very thankful for. So now we can finally get rid of this tree that's been blocking this path all this time. Gods, I hated this tree. Get out of here. So what we got there was one of the resources that we're able to get from a tapper. This is oak resin. It is a resource exclusively obtained from tappers on oak trees. So that's how we get that particular item, which will be good for the community center as well as other things. You don't really sell it for a whole lot of money. You mainly want to keep a hold of these for resources. But yeah, that'll be very good going forward. What's also nice is we finally got this kale ready to be harvested. And one more cauliflower before the end of the season. So that's nice. Yeah, overall, that was a good harvest. And we got the rest of these plants coming in. So hopefully we should have all of these fully grown before the end of the season. What we'll also do is want to grab a couple grass starts, because it'd be nice to get the chicken a bit happier with some fresh food instead of just eating hay all the time. We'll save that for a bit later. Let's see, do we have anything to stockpile? Yeah, we'll keep some kale in here for now. At some point, we'll want to move most of the crops indoors for what we're going to be doing with them later on. But for the time being, they're just fine here. Is there anything we need to craft right now? Not too much. We do have the bee house, but that's going to take a little while to do. So we're pretty much good there. Alright, let's put that there, make that path a lot more neat. I wonder if the museum is going to be open during this holiday. Well, at the very least, we'll be able to get the oak resin put away, so we don't need to worry about that for the time being. But yeah, what's also good is to try to get as many trees on the farm with tappers on them. Also be a good idea to set up tappers on some of the trees you can find in the forest and on the mountain. Just to give you a nice supply of the resources that you're able to get from them. I'm trying to be pretty vague about these kinds of things, but I don't know. I just kind of want to mainly talk about things once we get to them, you know? Alright, so that is exotic foraging. Getting pretty good on that. There's still a couple more resources we can get to finish that off. And let's see if we can go to the museum right now. It's the holidays, so I'm kind of not expecting it too much, but we'll see. There's Vincent. Yeah. Museum is closed right now. I want to look for bugs, but Mom gets mad when I'm all dirty. It's a tough choice. Certainly is there, Vincent. Hey, Jazz. Would you like a flower? I love presents. Thank you. It'd be nice to get friendship up with some residents of the community. Definitely some more than others, because some characters give you some really important resources. Alright, we have a bit of time before this thing starts, so how about we catch a couple fish first? Just make some good use of our time before the event. Okay, we got a trash item, but we have something that can handle trash items at this point, so I don't feel too bad about getting these. Speaking of fishing, there are a couple other things I want to try to do, as we have that one area opened up to us in the underground that we can fish from, and there's still something there we can get. Alright, so how about we go take care of this holiday? We got the Flower Festival. This is an interesting event, all things considered. We can see here that Pierre once again has a shop open. It's got a lot of decorations. And this is definitely an interesting thing he has here, the Rare Crow. Collect them all, 5 of 8. These are some interesting items. They're basically function the same as the regular Scarecrow. They just have unique designs to them and can add a bit of flourish to your farm in a lot of different ways. So as it states, there are 8 of these Rare Crows, and I guess you want to collect them all if you'd like. For the time being, I want to save my money, so I'm not going to buy, like, any of these. It'll just be nice to, like, decorate things around the farm and in the house later, but I don't need to focus on that now. I wish Pierre would spend this time with the family. Hey, a man's got to make a living somehow. Woo, I'm stuffed. Hey, have you tried the red jelly yet? So, at this festival, we have the option to ask some characters to dance. You can only ask the 12 bachelors and bachelorettes to dance, and their response is based on your friendship rating with them. I'm very sorry, I've already agreed to dance with someone else. So yeah, some people will refuse to dance with you. I wonder if Emily would dance with me. So Clint's got a crush, it seems. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, no thanks. Yeah, we do not have a rating high enough with her. I like dancing, but this one's a little stilted. The old-timers really love it, though. I'm flattered, but no. See, if you get Mara's relationship up really quickly with Cauliflower, I could see you being able to dance with her this season, but for the time being, we can't. I'm working up the courage to ask someone to dance with me. We obviously don't have Harvey. Is rating up enough. Oh, I'm sorry, I have plans to ask someone else. That's a shame. Hi, Linus. Oh, hello there. Nice of you to talk to me. Spring is almost over. What a shame. Yeah, I really do like spring. Love is in the air, and I'm still single. Want to remember that for later. Marnie looks lovely today. Okay, dude. I'm just enjoying the scenery. Heh. Nah, I'm gonna ask someone else. Good luck. Just can't ask you out. I'm practicing my dance moves. It needs to be perfect. I've been Flower Queen for the past 5 years, and I'm not ready to step off the throne just yet. Ew, no. You just keep being you, Haley. Flowers? I can hardly see them. It's too bright out here. Yeah, you're still being yourself, George. I've been working on these floral arrangements for a week. You like them? Yes, I do. Hey, what's going on, kids? Someday I'm gonna be the Flower Queen. That's not fair. Why can't I be the Flower Queen? That's it, Vincent. You shatter gender norms. Woo! I really hate dancing in front of everyone. It's so embarrassing. Mom makes me do it. That's a shame. That's flattering, but I'm gonna have to say no. Sorry. Ugh. And Sebastian's not in the mood, it seems. No, there's someone else I want to dance with. Is it Sam? No, I'm kidding. I do kind of ship these two, though. You know what? I admit it. I really like flowers. I don't know. Maybe next year. Frog season's really starting to pick up. Now this is the life, huh, kid? Sweet wine, a babbling brook, warm air. Did I mention wine? Yes, you did, Pam. I should have brought my fishing pole. Yeah, definitely be a good season to grab some fish. Oh no, really want to reach for when it's raining if you really want to fish. Hi, Hayden. Glad to see you here. Nice to see you too, Leia. I'll be honest, I don't want to dance with you. That's fair, we barely talked during this season. I wore my best shirt for the dance. This sort of thing doesn't happen very often. Excuse me, not today. Yep, it's a shame. Are you gonna be dancing today, Hayden? I honestly doubt it. The air feels so sweet with all these flowers. These springtime dances can be traced back to ancient fertility rituals. Hey, you should know about this stuff, farmer. Should I? I don't know. Kind of like dancing when I was younger, not really something I do a whole lot. Excellent sauce. This green stuff is spicy. Ow. Alright, moment of truth. Will we have Shane dancing with us? No. Well, we tried. We're just not popular enough with the dudes and dames around town. Well, should we start the dance now? Yep. If we were a bit more aggressive with trying to build up our relations with the community, we could have danced with someone. But for the time being, we just get to watch this little cutscene. That was fun. Time to go home. To be honest, I kind of wish there was a bit more to the dances that they were doing, like a bit more animation to it all. But whatever. Got a little bit of time before the end of this day. Is there anything we could get? We could also go and see if our pickaxe is ready tomorrow. Okay, that's pretty good. We got a couple resources today. Not the most lucrative day, but we did have that kale a bit earlier. So that should provide us a good supply of money. Want to think a bit about what's gonna... Well, what I want to do is get some more copper smelting. Something else I could recommend at this point is try to build a couple more furnaces so you'll be able to get a lot more bars within a shorter span of time. I'll probably do that a bit going forward. Alright, so now we have level 4 farming, which gives us some new recipes for the iron fence, preserve jar, which is very nice, and basic retaining soil. It's also pretty good. Oh yeah, we got a good harvest from that kale. That's good. Day 25 of spring. We are steadily getting to the end of this season. Alright, our pickaxe is ready. It's gonna be clear and sunny all day. And what's living off the land for today? Fruit trees. They take an entire season to grow, so plan ahead. If the area directly surrounding your new tree isn't clear, it'll interfere with growth. Once your fruit tree is mature, it'll produce delicious fruit for you every day while in season. Better start saving up. Yes, indeed. Those saplings are quite expensive, but don't really need to focus on it too much right now. I mainly want to focus on our tools and possibly seeing if we're able to get another thing ready. Yeah, especially because we are almost done with our crops. Alright, looks like we got another resource from our tapper. This is pine tar, pungent substance derived from pine sap. Just like the oak resin we got before, this will be an important resource for crafting. For the time being, we don't need to worry about it too much, but it will be nice. Alright, these potato plants should be very close to being fully grown. That will also give us a good harvest. Not as much as the kale, but still very good. Let's check in with a little chicken. Sesame is doing pretty good. Her relationship with us hasn't improved too much, but we did get a nice egg from her. So I believe I said this before, but if you have a certain crop or resource of a certain rating, any special item that you're able to craft from that item will also be of higher quality, which is very nice. Sell those for now. Want to put this in the community center. So I'm going to check out that new recipe we got. The preserve jar, which we can actually make very easily right now. So wood, stone, and coal. There's another way you can obtain this item, which will be very good for a bit later. So we got an achievement for DIY, which is nice. Let's put these away for now. So the preserve jar is a very, very cool item. So with this thing, we're able to turn vegetables into pickles, and able to turn fruit into jam. Like I said with the mayonnaise machine, this will be very good. Let's take out the strawberries for now, so we'll demonstrate this. And strawberries are worth a good amount of money, so this will be good to show off. Just put a strawberry in the preserve jar. And we'll want to just wait for that to go through like the rest of the crops we have. Alright, that's good. We got 5 copper. Let's actually take these copper bars with us so we can get our... Yeah, let's get the hoe upgraded. Kind of want to clear out a couple more trees this day to get some more wood. So that'd be a good use of our time. Alright. Yeah, we definitely have a couple plans going forward. And while we're taking care of this, what's some other stuff we can talk about? So, as I haven't really been doing too much drawing lately, I know I was working on something before the holidays, and I'll definitely try to finish that up very soon. Especially because it's a gift for someone that I've been talking with a lot over on Discord, and who I've actually been in some of their streams a couple times. So it'll be nice to get back to him in a special way. As far as other things that have been going on, so there's definitely been a lot of games I've been playing lately. Namely, one of the big things doing is trying to fill up my Pokedex in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. As just a recurring trend for me, anytime I get started on a new Pokemon game, I want to make sure that I get the Pokedex done. But this one I've been having a pretty good time of it, especially because of the new mechanics introduced in Brilliant Diamond that I find really dang helpful compared to the older games. Yeah, I want to upgrade the hoe next. Let's get that upgraded to the copper hoe. And yeah, I've been having a good time getting through Brilliant Diamond's post-game. definitely want to focus pretty soon on getting the legendaries that we're able to get, because that'll be very fun as usual. Legendary Pokemon tend to be a bit tricky to catch compared to regular ones, but it'll be very fun. I mean, especially considering just how easily the legendary Pokemon have been to me by this point. Like, not only was I able to get Dialga on the third ball that I used against it, I was able to catch Azelf on the first ball I threw at it. And then Yuxi wasn't too much trouble for me. So I had a really good time getting through the necessary legendary Pokemon encounters in order to access the post-game. But for the other stuff, it's been quite... just been quite interesting. I haven't done too much with the Poké Radar, which is also good because not only does it allow you to access certain Pokemon that you wouldn't be able to find otherwise, it's also a good tool for encountering shinies, and I've never gotten a Pokemon through the Poké Radar, even though I used it quite a lot back in the old days of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. So yeah, that'll be something I will focus on eventually at some point, trying to get as many of those as I can. See, I haven't really been doing Animal Crossing lately, just because I've mainly been focusing on some other stuff, so Animal Crossing hasn't been eating up a lot of my time. But one of the things I have been doing, which has been very good, is, so Christmas I got a Nintendo points card from my brother, which is very nice, $50 worth. And I use that in order to invest in something I have been longing to get for a long time. It was about time I do it, especially because Chugga just finished his Let's Play of it a couple weeks ago. And that is, I have finally purchased Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I know, it's just insane how long this game came out and I'm only just now getting it. But thankfully, Emil's Let's Play has definitely given me a lot to experience and love about the game, so it's honestly made my first playthrough of the game so much better than it probably would have been had I first got it, because I'm using a lot of the information that Emil taught me through his Let's Play, and it's also been amazing because I'm able to pick up on a lot of story beats that I wouldn't have really picked up on the first time through. But now that I'm experiencing a lot more of the game and its world and its characters, I'm suddenly like, oh, so that's what this was referring to, and that's what that is referring to, and what this character's talking about. It's just been amazing. I'm just really having a great time with the game right now. So, in terms of progress on the game, I'm in Chapter 3 right now, which is the Araya portion of the game. Not gonna go too much into it, but I just really love this part of the game. Introduce a lot of great characters that I really like, and it's definitely been very interesting going through. So one thing I do want to talk about involving Xenoblade is that 2 is a bit interesting compared to the other games, and that is kind of a gacha system that you would typically see in like mobile games, that apparently was implemented to make the game a lot more popular with the Japanese market, considering that they're all for those kind of games. So, one of the main mechanics in Xenoblade 2 is that you're able to basically recruit characters that will support you in battle. These characters being blades, which you can obtain from crystals that are acquired over the course of the game, from like chests or as rewards for beating enemies and such. And when you resonate with these crystals, you can either have you can either pull a common blade, which are pretty standard, only have a limited supply of points and skills that you're able to learn from them. But then there are the rare blades, which are frickin' amazing. And not only do they get, like, a full set of skills, they're also, like, they have a lot of actual personality to them and their own side quests involving them, which is very cool. Definitely one of the things I really like about this compared to, like, other gachas is the amount of personality they give to the characters that you pull and have them be actually a very good gameplay mechanic. So yeah, definitely been having fun with that, especially because the first character I pulled was one I really liked because of her design and the story I got to see with her in Emil's Let's Play was very interesting, especially with the direction it took. I was very happy with the first rare blade I got. She is very interesting, and she's been very fun to use so far in battle. It's definitely quite different from Xenoblade 1 in terms of its combat and other mechanics, which I feel is just fine because it's a brand new game on a brand new system, so of course it's going to be different from the older games. It's definitely going to take it's going to take a while to fully get used to its control scheme, considering how much time I spend with the original Xenoblade and on X, which is another game I definitely want to get back to at some point. I never did finish X. I know I got pretty far into it, I just really haven't had an opportunity to go back and finish it up. I know there was a point this year when I was putting a lot of focus into trying to play through games that I haven't done in a long time, or get started on the games that I've gone but just haven't had a chance to really play. And that was definitely a blast getting to do that. I really did enjoy that, especially with some of the games I did, like getting to play through and 100% the entire Spyro Reignited trilogy, especially given my history with the Spyro series and how I absolutely loved playing the original Spyro when I was, when me and my brothers were at our babysitters after school, like, so long ago. That was a blast. Was able to finally finish up Astral Chain, which was a game that I had bought for my birthday, really didn't spend a whole lot of time with when I first got it, but then I went back to it and managed to complete the main story, which was interesting for a lot of reasons. It's definitely a style of game I don't usually play, but one that I do feel is pretty good with what it was setting out to do. What's some all the stuff I did? I played some Digimon Cyber Sleuth, got pretty far into it. I'm probably going to get back to it eventually. Just kind of got burnt out of kind of the Digimon raising aspect of it. Especially because some aspects of it are kind of awkward, to say the least. Like when you have to... Well, like when you get a very powerful Digimon and then you have to de-Digivolve it just so that it will have the stats later on to be able to Digivolve again into a stronger form. It's kind of a weird experience. I do really like the game and its characters, so I'll definitely want to get back into that game at some point. So that'll be very fun. So I did replay Kingdom Hearts 1 this year, which... It's actually kind of fun that I'm getting all nostalgic about the games that I play through this year, considering we are close to the new year already. Yeah, 2021 has been its year of ups and downs, all things considered. Still thankful for a lot of the things I got to experience this year, but on the other hand, it was still crap. We are still nowhere near done with this frickin' pandemic, and nobody seems to really... want to do, like, the bare minimum in order to get us out of this forever so that we don't have to deal with this fucking virus again. But whatever, it's just what we have to do right now. We have to do the best we can to make sure that we are able to get through this very, very terrible point in our lives. Strawberry still hasn't been fully processed. Because I know that some of the different machines, like especially the preserve jar, will take a while for them to fully convert the items you put in them into actually usable things. Alright, we're pretty late into this day, and we're pretty low on energy, so we're going to call this day. But we managed to get a lot of good resources, especially wood. We're definitely going to need a lot of wood going forward, especially for one of the things I'm planning to get built soon. As far as other things, oh, we have all the stone we need to make this as well. So, once we have enough gold, we'll actually be able to build this. Thinking a bit about the location of this. But yeah, we'll definitely focus on that a little later. Yeah, we can worry about the location a little later, because we are almost done with this. Yeah, if we get a good supply of money, we should easily be able to get this done during this session, which I'm very thankful for. Got a little farming in. Yeah, you can see there just how much money you get from strawberries. They're good. It's kind of a shame that you're only able to acquire strawberry seeds during the Egg Festival. So there's only one day in the year you're able to get them. Kind of sucks. It's going to be clear and sunny. Alright. Hayden, really glad you become part of our community. I've enclosed a 500G check from the Stardew Valley Agricultural Fund to help you continue your good work. Maybe you can buy some more seeds with it. Sincerely, Mayor Lewis. Aw, that's very nice of him. Alright, let's water our crops, and then we can get started on our next plans for this week. So we're on the third to last day of this season. Since we are almost done this season, we'll definitely want to get things planned out for what's going to happen in the next season. Something I could definitely recommend is trying to grow a couple saplings. I guess you get started on the summer saplings, but that's something I would mainly recommend doing near the start of spring. In terms of other things, like some of the other saplings I could also recommend growing. The summer ones are not going to be, they're not going to give too much of a good harvest right now, so I'm going to hold off on them and focus on other things. But I could recommend buying the fall saplings around this time, because once they fully grow during the summer, they'll give you plenty of time for them to be able to... It'll give you plenty of time to make the most of their harvest during the fall. Do we want to store any of these for later? I'm thinking not. Also, those gold parsnips there. Yeah, we really don't need more of those. We don't need any more of those for anything going on. This is the 26th. This is Pierre's birthday. So we gotta think about a present that we're gonna give to old Pierre. I know there are universal liked items we could give him. In terms of the universal loves, we really don't have any of those. Dang, I wish I was a lot more prepared for this. Hang on. Just want to quickly check this. Okay, that's kind of awkward. So yeah, Pierre's one of the few characters who has only one favorite item. That's something we're not going to get for a long time, so we're just not going to worry about it. I guess the Universal liked items. He does like... he should like vegetables. Don't think he's gonna hate any particular thing we give him. Hang on, just want to make sure he's not going to hate the things I give him. Actually, yeah, he likes daffodil. I could give him that. Yep, just making sure we have enough copper for our tool upgrades. And then I think we're going to head down into the mine and give our new pickaxe a lot of action. Also be nice to get some more resources going forward. So got a mission here. Could someone bring me seaweed? Okay, Alex has a request for seaweed. We'll try to get that done. Here, bud. You remember my birthday. Thank you. This is great. Alright, so we got Pierre's birthday present. And Alex wants some seaweed. So let's head down to the beach and get that for him. It's kind of interesting how, like, this is one of the only areas you're able to get, like, a lot of the sea products. Especially considering the farm that allows you to get sea products there didn't come out until one of the later updates. So I could definitely see why, though, because that is actually a difficult farm to, like, really try to grow crops on. So as you get a lot more experience with this game, I do highly recommend trying out the different style of farms, because a lot of cool things you can do with them. Obviously, the other farms make it so that you have less space for growing crops, which is why I wanted to do the standard farm for this stream series. But the other ones are all good in their own ways. So in terms of the other farms, one allows you to catch river fish in the farm whenever you want, which is good, at the cost of like a lot of farming space. So one allows you to get a lot of rocks and a lot of mineral deposits to spawn on the farm, so you can harvest ore and gemstones on the farm. That's a pretty good one. One of my files has that farm. It's been doing pretty well. One that I tried when I was playing the game along with friends in a co-op farm was the forest farm, which allows you to find a lot of the... allows you to gather the foraging items and a lot of stuff that are exclusive to an area that we can't access yet. It allows you to get those items on the farm, which is very good. And then there is the farm that allows you to encounter monsters when it turns night. That is a pretty cool farm. I've definitely had a lot of experience with that one in one of my previous farms. Hey, Elliot. Just let him pass through. So yeah, that farm is definitely interesting, especially once you get later into the game and a lot more dangerous enemies start spawning. Oh boy, I definitely do like the challenge of just trying to navigate the farm while also trying to dodge enemies while you're just trying to get your daily affairs in order. It's quite interesting. Alright, Alex, where are you? So, no, he tends to spend a lot of time either outdoors or inside his house. Hey, that the seaweed I requested? Thanks so much. Here's your payment as promised. So, got an achievement for that, for doing a lot of tasks, it seems. Considering our current time, we could check in with the... Yeah, let's check in with the traveling merchant, see if they have anything good for us. Hey, Sam. He's trying to do a kickflip. Very impressive. So I never skateboarded myself, but my younger brother does a lot of skating himself. I don't know how much he does that now, especially because he has a car, but... You know, it's an interesting little hobby. One that I found very impressive, but not one I particularly do myself. Ooh, rabbit's foot. That is an interesting resource because you normally wouldn't be able to get that until much later, and it's important for something that's going to happen going forward. But I'm not going to buy that. I'm saving my money. Aw, man. The catfish, the pufferfish, these are all really good items that I'm not going to be able to get right now. Ah. We'll save that for later. We're going to keep holding off on the rare seed. We don't need it until fall. So we're just going to ignore it for now, but at some point, you're going to want to invest in the rare seed. It's going to be important. Trust me. Let's put all this away. How about some mayonnaise as well? Alright, let's head down to the mines. I definitely want to show off just how much more efficient this pickaxe is. It's going to be very good going forward. There's Linus up there. We don't really have any gifts for him right now. Linus is definitely one of those characters I highly recommend getting your friendship rating with them as soon as possible, because he gives some very good resources. Let's head down to floor 45. It's got all these slimes that have been giving us some trouble before. Luckily, we have a much stronger weapon now, so we'll be able to handle them much easier. As you can see here, we're having a bit of a better time breaking these stones in this area. We are going to want to upgrade the pickaxe more going forward, but for now it's pretty good for navigating this area. There's a dust mite there. Definitely want to kill these guys. Usually find them in abundance, and it will be nice to kill them for one of the rewards we can get. There's a gray slime. I think that one might have a bit more health than the... No. Interesting. It's also good in these areas. If you dig into the snow, you can sometimes find items that you wouldn't normally be able to get until much later on in the season. So, highly recommend that. Ooh, that is good. That is good. I see that stone there. That has ore in it. Got a topaz. that will be very nice for a certain birthday coming up. We'll take that quartz. Come here, batty. Definitely going to want some bat wings for one of the bundles going forward. It's also a good resource for crafting, so definitely want to hang on to it. What's interesting about the dust mites is that they actually eat through rocks, and then any resources that were contained within them will get just placed on the ground. It's kind of interesting how they uniquely react to the environments. Not too many enemies in here do. It's nice to have something that actually interacts with the environment. Alright, that dwarf scroll we already have, so I want to take care of that. Actually, just want to look at our collection right quick. Where's this? There's one more dwarf scroll we want to get. So I don't know if we can get it one of the later floors or one of the current ones. Definitely want to focus on that going forward, because the dwarf scrolls will be important. Got another frozen tier there, which is good. We need that for the bundle, but the frozen tier is also nice because that is one of Sebastian's favorite items. So yeah, it'll be nice to stockpile on those. They naturally spawn in the icy areas of the cave, though I think you have a rare chance of being able to obtain them on the earlier floors. I'm just not entirely sure how you go through that. But yeah, it's definitely a good resource you want to collect if you're looking to improve relations with Sebastian. Which I probably am, because I don't think I have ever romanced him. Which will be nice. We got some soil from that. Very nice. So retaining soil, I don't think I went into it. This is a fertilizer that makes it so that at the end of a day, one of your crops, if it is grown with that soil, will retain whatever water is still in it. So you won't have to worry about watering that crop 2 days in a row. It's not really a resource I use a whole lot. Might be useful to some people, but just for me, I don't really use it. So right, for this we should be at floor 50. Believe it or not, we're not even halfway through this mine. Tundra boots. There's 2 defense and immunity. Much better than the boots we had previously. That's good. Just want to check the boiler room things we need. We probably have the bat wings we need if we go check at home. Yeah, we'll put one of the frozen tiers in the geologist bundle, so we'll get that done. And for blacksmith bundle, it's gonna take a while before we get all the resources we need for that one. But yeah, that is very nice. Got a good supply of items, especially ones that will be useful to building our relationships up with a variety of people. So I'm quite happy with that. Oh, I see that daffodil. Come over here. Just seeing the Janimos wander around, it's very nice. They have made this place their home, but I don't know, it still feels like they're kind of just hanging around an area that doesn't really belong to them. It's not something we really need to worry about. In time, we will see what will eventually happen with the Janimos and with the community center, but that will be a discussion for another day. We are very close to the end of this season, and I want to make sure I have all the tools we need for it. So going forward, we don't need the axe for a whole lot, especially considering we have... Yeah, we have all the wood we're going to need going forward. Okay, yeah, we actually have all the bat wings we need. So we'll grab 10 of those. That aquamarine is also something we could give to... Now, we'll probably give Emily the topaz. That'd be our goal for this. So going forward, we'll probably want to start getting as much iron as we can for the future. That'll be very important. Alright, leather boots, we could sell those at the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, probably be a good idea to get another furnace built. Just need 20 copper, 25 stone. Okay, so we're gonna need to gather a bit more copper for that. Alright, why don't we take one of these copper bars so that we can donate that to the thing as well. Oh yeah, that's not ready yet. Okay, we'll just put you there. Judging from our current tools... Yeah, it'd be nice to hold on to a few of those for later. Not a whole lot we need left from resources. Guess we could crack these geodes open as we pay a visit to... Yeah, we'll crack those geodes open when we go see Clint tomorrow. That'll be a good investment of our time. So made a bit of money that day. Very good. I don't think we have enough money yet for my plan. Yeah, not yet. Partly climb for light breeze. Okay. What do we got here? Hayden, I've heard you've been giving some people a hand around town. Everyone seems really thankful. I'm awarding you this month's Best Neighbor Award with a small cash prize. Keep it up. Thank you, Lewis. Okay, I thought that those plants there were potatoes. No. They're tulips. Which is nice. Those will definitely make a good gift for Evelyn. Want to keep one of these for her birthday. We picked all these parsnips. Don't think we really need parsnips for anything else going forward. We'll have at least 3 of those, and let's store a tulip for a gift. Yeah, that'll be our plan. Man, the preserve jar still isn't done. Yeah, very soon that we'll have that done, and we'll get to see what finally grows. Finally get to see what the literal fruits of our labors will make. Probably a good idea to buy some grass starts for a little chickadee. Alright, let's head on down to Clint's and pick up our hoe. I guess something else I could talk about going forward. Another game I've been playing lately is Miitopia. That's right, I need to get Emily's birthday gift. We'll do that very soon. But yeah, I've been playing a bit of Miitopia on my downtime, which, very interesting game. It's an RPG all about, like, building. I mean, you literally build your characters. It's very interesting, too, with a system that allows you to design your characters using the Mii creator that Nintendo has been using ever since the Nintendo Wii. And just having you design all your characters and getting to go across the world with them and to try to save people who have had their faces taken away by the main bad guy. It's very interesting is that you get to, like, fully customize, like, so much with the different characters that you interact with. Like, you get to choose what each character will look like. You get to, like, fully create whatever party you get to use and what roles they play. It's just such a fascinating game in a lot of interesting ways. I did play the demo of it on the 3DS back in the day, but never got the full version. And I picked up the Switch re-release of the game, which is just freaking amazing. I really like that version of the game. Especially because it has an updated character creator that is just freaking phenomenal. Like, I've seen people do some crazy shit with the characters that they were able to design. Like, my god, it is amazing. And I've been doing some interesting things with it as well. Mainly been trying to create, like, my own original characters that I've been doing for years in Miitopia and getting to do things with them. So, like, the main party I've been using in Miitopia is actually the characters that I had designed for my RPG Maker project that I've been doing for quite a few years now. So that's been very fun. That's right, I went in there to get the geodes. Excuse me. Hey Harvey, you like Daffodil? That's such a nice gift, thank you. Yes, we got something he likes. We got geodes to process there, Clint. But yeah, I've been enjoying Miitopia. I'll definitely want to get more into that in the future. It's got some slate, got some iron ore, some coal, and some stone. Not really the best harvest, but one of those we can give to Gunfer. So there's that. So looks like Harvey sometimes comes to the museum. It's nice. Oh, we got a reward from that. So what do we get from that slate? We got a standing geode. That is a decoration. We'll definitely set that up in our house. It's a very nice one. I definitely like the appearance of this. So I guess so we can use this opportunity to go over, like, house decoration as we're going back to the farm to pick up Emily's present. Because we definitely want to make sure she gets some good friendship rating with us before the end of this. Alright, put all this away. So let's take a bit more of this. And then we'll grab that topaz. Because I know she likes that. Alright, so go a bit into decoration. So, the various items that you can acquire from the shops and from rewards from the museum can all be placed in your house. And you can just simply pick them up and move them around whenever you want. Some items can be rotated like this chair. And yeah, you're fully able to customize the look of your house. So actually going forward, I might move the TV next to the bed so I can just quickly check on what the daily things we need to do are. And just get to take care of that. But yeah, you can freely customize the look of your house, and there's a lot of different things you're able to do with this. I definitely recommend experimenting. You can also buy wallpaper and flooring that can also customize the look of your home. So yeah, it is very involved with what you're able to do. Alright, let's put that boot there so that I know to sell it. I've been kind of terrible about actually making sure that I remember the various things we have to do. So we don't have any big missions right now. What's up, Lewis? Everyone seems a little happier on the weekends, don't you think? I'm on the job 7 days a week, though. Well, gee, you know how it is for you politicians, am I right? There goes Shane. So I think Emily might be in her house. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there she is. Hi, Emily. I like making my own clothes, but it's not easy to get cloth. And it's such a long trip to the city. Here's your gift. You remember my birthday! Thank you, this is great! So with that, I believe we have 3 hearts with Emily. That makes her one of our... Definitely, she's getting up there when it comes to suitors. As I said before, I am not going to date Emily. I've already married her in a previous game. So I don't want to do that again. It'll be nice to get to see, like, the full stories of all the various characters as I keep playing this game. Because there's definitely a lot of opportunities I'll have for just getting to play around. So I'm probably not going to show off, like, what you're able to do on the other farms for the stream series. I mean, I could, like, take a day off from the usual events that I have for the yearly stream sessions of Stardew and just try to get and just try to show off some of the things I've been working on the other farms that I've had, which, I don't know, that will be something I can focus on a bit later. I don't really have any plans to, like, go into, like, in-depth about the other stuff you can do. Just mainly want to focus on what we're doing on the first year, and then we will see about getting back into Stardew in the future. Alright, for now, thinking... we want to do this day, considering the resources we have, and what we're able to do going forward. Yeah, I think we are going to spend the rest of this day fishing. We gathered, like, all the resources we need for the next building we're going to make. So it'll be nice just to relax and get some fishing in. Also nice to gather up some more money. We could go back into the mine right now, but I feel like we could save that for a bit later. So I haven't really gone over it right now, but the upgrade to the hoe pretty much gives it the same range as our copper watering can. So now we can dig up 3 tiles at a time instead of just 1. So yeah, getting the hoe upgraded is definitely very nice. So yeah, probably gonna take the rest of this day a little easier. Probably not gonna talk as much. Especially because I really don't have anything else I can really talk about. We talked about the stuff we've been drawing, we talked about the games we've been playing, especially the ones we've been playing all throughout this year. Just kind of things that have been going on with the family of late, and how I'm utterly sick and tired of this fucking pandemic. Yeah. Just have to keep doing what we can to survive. Ooh, largemouth bass, that's good. Really? I fished up a diamond! That is the second diamond I was able to obtain in this game, and not from the usual method. What is my luck? Man! So yeah, the first diamond we got from killing a doggy. This time we fished it up. We're not supposed to get these items so easily. They're supposed to be really rare. What the hell? Oh, I see that bubbling water there. Might be good to be fishing there for the rest of this day. Still, what the hell? So donate that Nautilus shell. Man. Aw, man, I should make a clip of that later, because that is just wild. Is the water no longer bubbling? No, it doesn't look like it. Dang it, I missed it. Well, we got nothing else going on. Might as well fish from here now. There are a couple fish we can get exclusively from the river in town. Not a whole lot of good ones compared to what we could get in other places, but it is nice just to casually fish things up. Man, I cannot believe my frickin' luck at getting that frickin' diamond. I mean, that is not the best mineral we are able to obtain in the game. There is another one that is really, really rare. I don't even know if we're going to see it before the end of this year. So I guess I can say, before I did play this game on the Switch, just in a period where I didn't have access to my computer, so just playing it on the Switch, and when I was doing my Stardew Valley file, I actually was able to obtain, like, the very rare thing on my first year, and oh boy, that was something. That was very, very wild that I was able to do that. So yeah, we'll probably go more into it a bit later, but yeah, there is a very rare resource in this game, and it's very important for a lot of reasons. It can be crafted into a few things. It's worth a lot of money, as you can obviously expect. There's a lot of good that can be done with it, and definitely want to see if we can actually manage to get it. I don't think we can get it as a treasure from fishing, unfortunately, but I don't know. So I guess something I could say going forward is that so I do have a New Year's off from work, thankfully, and obviously got the New Year off, which will be very good. I'll see if I can get a stream session done on both New Year's days, because that'd be very nice. And definitely nice to get to show off what's going to be happening in the new season. Oh yeah, that will be very fitting, getting to show off, like, all of that. Alright, feel like it is late enough for us to head back. Oh yeah, we just filled up the inventory too, so might as well. Yeah, we got a good harvest there. This was a productive day. It was very productive overall. So I'm very glad we were able to get done. Ooh, I see what we have over there. Sell all this fish. We'll keep the garbage items, as we can use that for later. I'm not really desperate for money right now, so we can put the diamond away. don't have any big plans for spending our money just yet. So yeah, this is the literal fruit of our labors, strawberry jelly. So that item will take the cost of whatever item that you put into it and will increase that price by a certain value. And jelly, thankfully, is one of the items we need to complete the artisan bundle. So we'll definitely get that taken care of tomorrow, as we'll probably want to go get our... maybe get the axe upgraded if we have the money for it, but I kind of want to save my money for something else. We'll see very soon. Let's put that in the trash. It's probably not going to need salmonberry for anything else. We could put that in the thing. So I think the type of item that you put in the preserve jar will also affect the time that it takes to convert it. So I don't think we're going to grow another vegetable from that, so how about we put a green bean in the preserve jar and show what we can get from vegetables. So yeah, you can probably guess what you get from vegetables, as I said earlier in this stream session. But yep, there's a variety of things we're able to get from this. Ooh, we leveled up our fishing to level 5. So once you get to at least level 5 in one of your stats, this introduces a branching path for you. So we have the choice of either fisher or trapper. Taking these routes will also open up different rewards to us when we eventually max out our particular stats. So we can take either the fisher profession, which will make fish worth 25% more, or we could take trapper, which resources required to craft crab pots reduced. I think you can guess which one I want. We're taking the fisher class. That'll make the fish we catch so much more lucrative. Yeah, look at all the money we're making. That was very good. Very, very good. And we are on the last day of spring. It's going to be clear and sunny all day. The 28th day of every month is the final day. So, by this point, we just want to prepare for what we are going to be doing in the next season and the next session. Omelet! This is such a simple dish, but so often done incorrectly. A perfect omelet's a thing of beauty. It's a pure golden angel, a gleaming egg, and I'm going to show you my secret method. So we learned a recipe for making omelets. We still don't have the means of cooking yet, but maybe sometime soon we'll grab that. Hi, Demetrius. Hi, Hayden. I have some good news for you. A few days ago, I made a breakthrough in my research on the local environment. I'll spare you the technical details, get to the point. You know that empty cave over there, a little ways to the west? Well, I have a way to turn it into something useful for both of us. I like to set up the cave to attract some local species. That way I can observe them in a more controlled environment, and you can harvest whatever products they produce. I can either set up the cave to attract mushrooms or fruit bats. The bats will sometimes leave fruit for you to collect. So this is another interesting choice for us. So remember that cave off to the side of the farm that's kind of empty when we saw it? This is what this is for. We now have a choice to cultivate mushrooms or fruit bats in this cave. Among these two choices, there's an argument you can make for either one of these. Fruit is going to be pretty important because you can make a lot of good money from the jelly and other resources you can make from fruit. And fruit is also very good for filling up for filling out the community center. But over the course of the game, we will have opportunities to obtain the fruit, and eventually later on, we'll have the opportunity to cultivate a lot of fruit without the need for bats. So I feel like we're not going to go for the bats. We're going to go for mushrooms, which you can normally find out in the wild in certain seasons, or you can obtain them in the forest that we'll have access to a little later, or we could access these in caves on certain floors. Mushrooms are an important resource for a couple things, and I feel like they'll be very useful to us in the long term. Let's go for mushrooms. Alright, I'll go set it up for you right now. Shouldn't take any time at all. Thanks for letting me do this. No problem, Demetrius. I really appreciate it. Hayden, flip this letter over for instructions on how to make a super healthy meal. You'll feel energized. See you soon, Emily. So I got a cooking recipe for salad. Aw, that was very nice of you, Emily, looking out for my health. Not like it really matters. Alright, we almost have all the iron bars we're gonna need. And we definitely need to collect some copper ore, so we might want to head down into the mine for a bit. Yeah, what am I going to do with this diamond? We have some birthdays coming up. I feel like we could use the diamond for that. But yep, let's go check out the cave now that we have this set up. So I have these little boxes here. Over time, mushrooms will be growing from those. We can't do anything with it for the time being, but it'll be important going forward. So the current money we have, probably going to hold off on upgrading like the last tool we have, because there's a specific building that I want to get built on the farm. Be very nice to get that taken care of. So I think what I want to do is, could you head back inside, please? I have a plan here, and you're kind of ruining it by being out and about. Let's get rid of a couple fence here. Yeah, you should be fine. We don't have to worry about the chicken, like, getting lost or anything. Let's put the CD there. Okay, so for the resources we need, we want to have wood, and we want stone. So you're going to want at least 6,000 G, 350 wood, and 150 stone for what I am about to build. And it'll be very important for things going forward, especially for advancing our farm and giving us a lot more resources. Oh, we got a mission here. Demetrius would like to hire someone to fetch purple mushroom. That's going to be a pain. So that's an item that normally doesn't spawn until very, very deep floors in the dungeon. I mean, in the mine, so we're probably not going to be able to get that right now. Alright, for now, we'll put that jelly in there. Gives us a good resource right off the bat for the artisan bundle. What I want to do is head on up to Robin's. Hey Robin, very glad to see you here. So I want to build the barn. Starting off, it'll house 4 barn-dwelling animals. Which one's it able to house? We'll see very soon. But now let's go ahead and build that. Ah, you're kidding me! So why is the cat there? Why is the cat specifically there? Just thinking about what I want to do for this thing, because we can't put it there because of that. The fence blocking it. I honestly forgot how wide this thing was, so I'm not as prepared for this as I should be. Considering how things are going to be going in the future, I can make an argument for putting it here. So we're definitely going to have a lot of space for the various crops we're going to be growing. Normally, when I play this game, I tend to keep the crops close to the barn so that I'm readily able to, plant the seeds and water them. But we have a lot of space on the farm for being able to do this. We can put the barn pretty much anywhere we want. And hey, we can move these buildings whenever we want. So this could be a temporary location for the barn. It doesn't have to be permanent. Start working on your new barn first thing tomorrow morning. That was a very pricey building, but it'll definitely be worth it. Also costs us a lot of resources, so I think for the rest of this, no. I said before we were going to go into the mine, and we're going to go into the mine. I feel like that would make the most of our time here in the last season of spring. Just going through there, making sure we have all the things we need. Yeah, it'll be good to get the resources, especially because we're going to need some more copper. Okay, if we're going to need copper, we might want to stop by the lower floors. So, delivery mission. Oh, yeah, purple mushroom. We're not going to get that till really late. Yeah, we're going to want another furnace, so yeah, we'll go pick up some... Yeah, we'll go pick up some copper from the mine. Then we'll see about exploring some other section of the mine, maybe. Mainly want to focus on the lower areas because that does give us the resources we need. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a good stockpile on resources. Especially because we are going to be starting off the new season soon. Especially because we're nearing the end of this session. I definitely want to be prepared for that. Alright, so copper, as I said before, is readily available between floor 1 and floor 40. So, why don't we head to floor 15? It tends to be a good area for gathering resources. Also, good opportunity to stock up on some bait for fishing, as we're going to be doing quite a lot of fishing in the summer. So a lot of new fish will be open to us, and a lot of which will be important for later. Break this open, just get a ton of stone. Yeah, that'll be good for later. Yeah, at this point, we can crack open those white rocks, like, very easily. So I think those rocks, you have a guaranteed chance of getting rocks dropped from them, which is nice. Alright, we're already getting some copper here. It's very nice. Just want to make sure we have all the resources we're going to need for the future. Because we're going to get a lot more buildings made, and it'd be nice to make sure we are well prepared for that. Hey, buddy. Ow, just leave me alone. Luckily, our defense is a bit better, so we don't need to worry too much about taking damage down here. Oh, that is a lot of copper. Gimme. Gimme! Ooh, and we found some amethyst. That is nice. That's one of Abigail's favorite items. So that'll be very important once it becomes Abigail's birthday. I guess I could try digging in the dirt, but I kind of don't need to right now. Ooh, a cave crab. Take that, bud. Getting a good supply of geodes as well. For the most part. Hey there, buddy. Yeah, what is nice about the mine is that the overall layouts aren't completely random. It's just the location of, like, the various items you get there. So, rice shoots. We're not going to be able to grow any more rice, since that is a springtime crop. So that's kind of sad we're not able to do anything with that. Yeah, we got a good supply of copper. It's probably going to be most of the copper we're going to need for the rest of these sessions going forward. But it'd be nice to have a good supply of them, just in case. Alright, we're already down to last floor here. So sadly, we're probably not going to get a good amount of rewards from the big area in the center like we did last time. As those kinds of items tend to be a one-time occurrence. So once we've already harvested from the big barrels, that's going to be it. Oh, so we already got a ladder exposed. We can get out of here whenever we want. That's good. Just want to make sure that there are no extra goodies here. It'd be nice if we were to stumble across a gemstone. Ooh, a cave crab. Come here, buddy. I do not know why that specific thing just keeps bouncing all over the place. It's so funny when it does. So we got a crab there, which is very good. Also going forward, now that we're able to harvest iron, I can recommend building some crab pots. So those can get us some good resources. Make some good money off that. Okay, now that we're down here, how about we do some fishing? Since there is one other fish we're able to catch in this area. So one of my earlier sessions, we were able to catch a ghost fish here, which is something that we needed to catch for our fishing bundle. But there's another fish that we can catch in this area. It's not important, but it's mainly there in order to fill up the collection. So probably use as much of our energy as we can just to try to get this thing for the remainder of the day, and that'll be the last of the things we do. But yeah, it's very nice we're able to wrap up this season in only a couple stream sessions. There was about 5, I want to say. So that went pretty well, all things considered. I definitely wish my streams were a lot more stable, but for the most part we haven't had any bad problems that had to force me to, like, restart a lot of things, which I'm very thankful for. It's got another Nautilus fossil, which is not important to us. And, ooh, we're already full up. We don't really need the wood, so put that away. But we eat this. Just got a notification that one of my friends was playing Persona 4 Golden. It's definitely a game that I want to get started on playing myself. So I think I got that game gifted to me from my brother last Christmas, and I've like not touched it at all. Probably gonna wait a little later until I finally get into it, but it'll be nice when I finally play it. Because I have seen a lot of that game, and yeah, it looks like it'll be a good time. So I don't think I'm going to be streaming that game until, like, really, until a long time, because I want to make sure that I've done at least one full playthrough of the game, just because it's a game that has a lot going into it, and I want to make sure that I'm able to present it in the best way that I can on stream. Alright, not a whole lot of resources we need to donate. Besides things like the slime and the stone, which we'll focus on a bit later. So yeah, that was a pretty productive last day of this season. Got quite a lot of things here. Especially things that'll be important for something later on. Geode we can store for later. The rice shoot we're really not going to be able to do anything with. So I don't think we can even get anything from this in the collection. No, I can't see anything that has to do with a rice shoot, so yeah. Probably for the best, since it counts as seed, it doesn't really count as anything else. We'll store it for later. There's nothing else that we can do with it. So yeah, that was a very lucrative... That was a very lucrative stream we did. Oh, did I forget to harvest my egg from you? I'm so sorry, Sesame. So sorry. Let's go ahead and rebuild the fence, since I kind of made an oopsie by getting rid of fencing that I ultimately didn't need to get rid of. Alright, we'll get that egg converted into mayonnaise for the next session. So we're getting the barn built soon. And then we'll probably want to get started on making some fences for that, kind of see what we're going to be doing. Actually kind of thinking of moving this a bit more to the side and maybe try to... I don't know, we'll focus on that a little later. Okay, let's get rid of all that. Make us a tiny bit of money. Also, yeah, since it's the last season, I don't recommend watering any crops you might already have, since they are going away by the end of this anyway, so there's nothing more that can be done with them. Boy, we have finally completed the first month of this Stardew Valley stream series. Woo boy, that was something. And we got level 4 mining. So this gives us the transmute iron ability. That'll be useful for something going forward. And now we can make a glowstone ring, which will be important for something going forward. Made a tiny bit of money that day, not exactly the most lucrative of events, but we made a lot of preparations for what we're going to be doing later on in the stream series. So overall, this was a good session. Next time in Stardew Valley, we see all the new things we are able to do in the month of summer. Until next time, have a good day and take care.